Welcome back to the worldwide school psychological support project aimed at supporting the mental well-being of teachers and students after the coronavirus pandemic. Chapter 7: How to measure impact of psychological actions and exploit the model of competences included in O1. Module 1. Identify the purpose of assessment. In this first module of our video series on Chapter 7, we will first discuss how to assess student performance, and then in a second part we will do the same for teachers, but first of all we will explain what formative and summative assessments are. Ready? Let's do this. When it comes to identifying why we assess, it is crucial to distinguish between formative and summative assessment. Formative assessment is to monitor student learning and provide ongoing feedback to staff and students. This assessment helps students identify their strengths and weaknesses as well as develop appropriate strategies for learning to learn. Generally, formative assessment is implemented in low-stakes settings so as not to discourage students from completing or fully engaging with the task. Teachers use formative assessment to adjust their teaching methods and to make them more efficient in the future. On the other hand, summative assessment aims to evaluate student learning, skill acquisition and academic achievement at the end of an instructional unit or period using standards and benchmarks. As opposed to formative assessment, summative assessment is implemented in high-stake environments. Here are examples of student assessments both for formative and summative assessment. Student assessments in formative assessment can be self-assessment, peer feedback, practice exams, ungraded comprehension checks. On the other hand, more formal, you can find content assessments, portfolio presentations, standardized and many others. Note that these lists are not exhaustive. Now that we have seen what type of assessment to deploy to define the purpose of an assessment for students, we will move on to the second part, teacher performance. Here are examples of teacher assessments both for formative and summative assessment. Teacher assessments in formative assessment can be peer review, personal reflections, ungraded checks for understanding or midterm student evaluations of teaching. On the other hand, more formally, you can find grade distributions, pre-test and/or post-test comparisons, teaching award competition processes and end-of-term teaching evaluations. Note that these lists are not exhaustive. To do so, 7 principles should be followed by the educator. Keep clear criteria for what defines good performance by explaining them to the whole class or encouraging discussion. Then students should be asked to utilize these criteria for self-evaluation or peer work to foster self-reflection and feedback. Provide feedback to students which may be corrective or forward-looking rather than just evaluative. Next principle to follow: encourage teacher and peer dialogue around learning. Then it is crucial that students feel that their teacher has high expectations and cares about their development. They will be more motivated and engaged in the learning process. Teachers should provide opportunities to close the gap between current and expected performance. And finally, the crucial step of collecting information in order to use it to improve teaching and/or adapt to student needs. Here are examples of teacher assessments both for formative and summative assessment. Teacher assessments in formative assessment can be peer review, personal reflections, ungraded checks for understanding or midterm student evaluations of teaching. On the other hand, more formally, you can find grade distributions, pre-test and/or post-test comparisons, teaching award competition processes and end-of-term teaching evaluations. Note that these lists are not exhaustive. This Module 1 is now over. Your next destination is Module 2. Choose an appropriate assessment format. Thank you for your attention. All the WSPS partners hope you enjoy the content of this video series as much as we enjoyed developing it. Keep working hard. See you soon.